Hi, my name is Salma Solomon, and today I'll be discussing gender in media as well as sexuality in media. Social media is constantly changing, exposing us to new platforms and applications where we can share aspects about our lives. What used to just be MySpace transformed into MySpace and Facebook, and in recent years, it keeps developing, and now we have access to similar social media platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and new and upcoming apps such as Photo. As a society, I personally think we can be classified as self-obsessed. Author Vashi says, "The deeply rooted fascination with beauty penetrates society worldwide. The indulgence to look and feel beautiful pervades all ages, genders, and nationalities, with research conferring a remarkable tendency to agree on measures of attractiveness among these disparate groups. While some women are viewed as power figures, majority are not. Oftentimes, whether it be in TV shows or in movies, most characters that are played by a female role play a dumb role. In articles, Study finds fewer lead roles for women in Hollywood, written by Brent Lang, the issue that there are very few female protagonists is examined. The Center for the Study of Women in Television and Film at SDSU discovered that females comprise a paltry 12% of protagonists in the top-grossing films of 2014. Over the past decade, there has been no improvement in this situation. In video media, women are portrayed as the stereotypical controlling, crazy, talkative, and shopping addicts. But of course, in reality, women are so much more than that. In the piece, Gender-Based Portrayal as Media Form in Society, it states, "It has been assumed that the portrayals of women in the media that depict them as mentally and physically less able than men, or where their beauty, sexuality, or domestic service is the only aspect that's most highly valued in them, women will hold back from achieving success." And this is all kinds of success, whether it be individual career success, wealth success, or even just personal life. And when viewers watch things that include female characters that fall under this description, young viewers are especially easily influenced and believe that that is how a woman should be. Another concern that is related to not only video media, but that appears in magazines, social media, and billboards is related to body image. Celebrities, whether they be actors or singers, have such a strong influence on the public. And they have so much fame and status. When a picture is taken of a celebrity, it's usually highly edited. And there was actually a recent photo of models Kendall Jenner and Gigi Hadid that came to light for a shoot done for W magazine. In the picture, both of their knees were actually photoshopped out. Completely out. And while this, of course, is a big Photoshop error, and they obviously have knees, it's strong proof that the industry is so obsessed with appearance and is so afraid of any kind of flaws that they would go to the extremes. And in this case, the extreme is photoshopping knees out. The effect of the media on body satisfaction in adolescent girls' self acknowledges one of the main issues. The authors of this article say, "It has been suggested that the media, in consistently portraying thin, stereotypically attractive bodies, exacerbates the phenomenon of body dissatisfaction and in consequence may be partly responsible for the increase in the prevalence of eating disorders." We can look at the like factor on social media sites, and it seems that confidence levels will either boost or lower depending on how many likes one gets on a picture. People see likes as a form of self-validation, and however many likes you get kind of shows if you're good enough or not. For example, if a young girl posts a picture at the beach in a bikini, or if a guy posts a shirtless picture, let's say they only receive 4 likes on their picture. They could easily misinterpret that lack of likes for the notion that they're not good enough and their body isn't perfect enough. And that is the issue. In the article written by Suraya al-Badawi titled "Gender-Based Portrayal as Media Form in Society," she says, "Gender schema theory emphasizes the dominant role of gender in not only grasping but also processing knowledge and beliefs and guiding behavior in a given culture. This explains how girls and boys exposed to cultural definitions of maleness and femaleness embedded in discourse and social practices will identify with them. This is something that I especially notice in princess fairy tale movies. For example, if you take a look at the movie Cinderella, So many young children love it, and we see that it's about a young girl who's constantly cooking and cleaning. She takes care of the house, which is often viewed as a woman's job. She then meets a prince, and she falls in love, and suddenly goes to stay with him in his castle. So many children, especially little girls, look up to this movie along with other princess movies, and they think that this is how it's supposed to be. There's no sense of empowerment in Cinderella, and it puts a certain kind of emphasis on love and how important it is for a girl to find true love to achieve ultimate happiness. We see Cinderella went from being miserable to the happiest person on the earth. Of course, love is something most people eventually do seek. But there are other things that are just as important, and young viewers need to realize that love isn't the only thing that will make you happy. And we see that in princess movies and in Cinderella, and even just regular TV shows, that gender roles are subtly incorporated, but we think that that's how it's supposed to be. Now we can ask ourselves, what steps can be taken to help end sexualization, body shaming, and gender roles? It shouldn't be so hard to love ourselves, but with all the unrealistic expectations and requirements we're expected to meet, it can be pretty difficult. I think that one of the most important things regarding any issue is education. Oftentimes we wait until our kids are old enough to understand to address topics like this, but I think we should start teaching them from a young age. We need to teach children that to be deemed beautiful, there's no specific look, and as cliche as it sounds, everyone has something beautiful about them. Focusing on appearances makes us relatively shallow. It's important to teach everyone, young children as well as adults, that personality, ethics, and morals are more important than what color your eyes are or what jean size you fit in. There are so many ads and campaigns that promote self-love and body positivity, especially with the more recent feminist movement. There's a lot of new campaigns emerging. There's Airy Real, which is an undergarment line that has models with different body shapes. They hope that you can find empowerment, and they're much more inspiring compared to Victoria's Secret models, for example, who fit one body prototype. There's another independently started project called the Body Image Project, started by Kirkwood, and his main goal is to focus on certain individuals by using their human bodies as subject matter. This is more an art-based project, but its main goal is to see healthy bodies as the ideal. And he wants to make sure that we make clear that good health is not defined by size, but it's a state of physical, mental, and social well-being. Years ago, when social media wasn't so prevalent, these issues weren't as severe. But society is evolving, and with every day that passes by, there's something that needs to be acknowledged. There's so many dangers and negative effects of media, especially when looking at gender and media relations. But if used correctly and with education of society, there will only be positive progression from here.